of your interaction with the customer product need not be a website with details of the product. It will simply be a call to an Alexa. Suppose I'm talking about a company like my friend's company, Gate Forum. Alexa, tell me about Gate Forum. What are the services? What are the solutions it offers? Alexa will come back. Okay, here is a premier provider for certain kind of education services. Or let's say I'm talking to a new startup which is delivering some information related to this, what are the different opportunities for final year engineering students to take as career, whether it's for MBA or for GATE or for education in IITs or education abroad for MS or whatever jobs. So I can create an AI-powered expert system. It's a great opportunity, right? Today, it's a very haphazard market. TPOs struggle to get all kinds of information as to what kind of companies out there, what are kind of skills out there. It's a nightmare to go through all of that. Can we create an expert system for TPO? Think about an AI idea. And that's something you can do as a project for your students. Think about all the kind of companies that are coming to your campus, look at, catalyze them, catalyze the data, what is the offering they have, what kind of skills they're looking for. You can create a skill expert system using AI. AI for placement. Because ultimately it is your form. Think of AI as the plow and it is your form. What will it grow? With that is what problem you're solving, what data you're bringing, and what outcome you're expecting is your own way. So that is why it's very important to understand that if you were to do that, what is important? What are the skills that are required? At the highest level, what is AI about? AI is about understanding how from raw data you can generate insights, right? Let's like what humans do. And then act intelligently based on the insights. Example is Google Maps. What is the raw data? You want to give source and a destination. What you expect at the final, you get an optimal path. What is optimal path requiring? Requiring you to develop a good interaction with the end user. Your interaction where it shows the map should be intuitive. It cannot be clumsy. It should be intuitive, simply showing the paths. Also, it should be showing real time. What is the red, green, yellow parts of the path? And you should also be able to move your cursor along and show an alternative path. Say, how much will this path take? So it's a very simple design, but then imagine the problem with us is as we get more and more IT savvy, we are very poor at interaction design. And that you should learn from Apple. Apple, you know what? Apple 100% outsources its job, whether it's chip design, whether it is technology, whether it is software, it outsources. But the only thing it does not outsource, you know what is that? User interface design. That is core to Steve Jobs' principle of keeping the interaction as a core. So today, when I'm talking about AI interaction designer, I'm not talking about designing a Google Maps kind of system only. I have to understand if I have to tomorrow develop a hotel based on Amazon Speech API of Alexa, which is going to run inside Alexa. That's an AI application of future, right? Don't think that tomorrow's applications in AI world are going to be driven by web. In fact, about 80% of the websites will die. In the AI world, 80% of the websites will die because interaction model for the end users will be based on a mobile app powered with a computer vision camera with some QR code. You see the QR code, you will get some kind of information related to that site saying that this does so and so, and a video will run about explaining the company. You don't need a website. Same thing talk to Alexa, say give me details about my company. It will tell you details in a short format and start interacting with you in an interactive chat or a chatbot where you want to get details about a website. In all of these interactions, do you have a website? All the interactions which are today real, a chatbot interaction, an AR application-based interaction, or an Alexa speech-based interaction. How many of them are using websites? None. Future will be that. Future interaction model with the end user and with the system will all be new forms which are what we call as powered by voice or powered by vision. There are only two ways you can interact. Either going to speak to it or going to see and guide it. That is the way it will be. It not be the conventional way that I've taught my students JavaScript, they know how to create websites, they know how to create backend Java, give it. That's not going to work. In a new scenario where you have to develop an Alexa app, which is a speech application for your web page, what are the skills required? You need to understand what are the AI engineering requirements. What are the data scientists? Means how they analyze speech data and create that insights for understanding whatever is the variants of accents that you have. Can you pre-process that and understand what is the correct word being spoken? Because in India we have 1 million accents. So what is the complexity of AI? It's about understanding the right amount of pre-processing that is required. Pre-processing means I need to understand what actions I have to do to the original data so that my machine learning system can understand if it's spoken in Marathi or it's spoken in accent which is very local here or it's something based on different regions' accent. Each one will be different, but they all speak Marathi, right? You have to make sure that they all translate the same word, and that is a challenge. Now, in terms of the core algorithms, they are called machine learning. Machine learning is basically the core engine which takes data and generates insights, which is at the heart of AI, right? It takes a lot of raw data, generates insights. So what do you need there? You need people who can understand data and convert to insights. Here we talked about AI preprocessor, means those who can clean the data and give to my machine learning model. Because machine learning models expect very good data, only then they can work. They won't be working with noisy data. So means here if you see data preprocessor, they are basically those guys who can clean the data and give it to machine learning models. Then let's look at other. Deep learning is basically a special kind of machine learning which works very well on speech, audio, video and image and text data. Computer vision is talking about those technologies which are very good at understanding videos and images and extract insights from them. For example, you saw the example of the affectiva, right? What was that? So looking at your eyes and telling what 17 emotions you carry. There you need an architect who is basically computer vision guy who can analyze your shades, collection of this. Or look at a Chinese school. What were they developing? They were developing a vision-based profiling system for students to understand what attention level they're looking at. That's basically hardcore analysis of frame after frame how the configuration of eyes is changing. And then finding out what kind of, are they attentive, not attentive, grade of attention. This is a vision application. Then there's this robotics. One thing you got to understand is robotics is two types. One is classical robotics, which is basically hardcore mechanical engineering. But today, in robotics, a lot of AI is coming in with a lot more intelligence, a lot more contextual sensitivity. For those of you who are wanting to look at, I strongly suggest, especially the mechanical engineering people, to go and look at Boston Dynamics company and see how much they're investing in AI-powered robots. They're getting very interesting robots. NLP Researcher. I told you about a guy who is going to analyze sentiments from your market research. You launch a new product, new car, you look at what people are tweeting. What do you need? You need to analyze them, convert to a machine learning problem and analyze, is it a successful product or not a successful product? Autonomous vehicles, this is again going to be a big thing. Already, do you know that it's already legal in US? Driverless cars are already running in Phoenix and major parts of suburbs of Phoenix. And in the next 1 year, at least 10 cities have announced plans to roll out driverless cars. When you have driverless cars, what do you need? You need people who can understand what kind of design goes into there, what kind of machine learning systems go in there.